Hello there guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to Savotta Russia. You know, normally I do not really look forward to doing reviews because reviews, they normally get a lower view count than my being in the woods videos and all that funky stuff. But I like to do reviews to you guys because, as many of you guys know, I only show stuff on my channel here which works, stuff that I like, not something that somebody sent me and pay me for just to show you guys. Most of you guys know that. We're gonna take a look at these pants here today, the UF PRO Striker ULT. And one of the things I want to do with the video here is that I've been wearing them for more than a month now. And as I said, I want to show you why these tactical special forces trousers, they are awesome for the outdoors as well. Because it is by far not all military equipment which is suitable for the outdoors. This military Swiss Army jacket here is a shining example of that. It's an awesome jacket, it's super heavy, it's also a load-bearing jacket equipment, but you know, the trousers, not the trousers, the pockets here, for example, they are way too specific. So they are absolutely useless for an outdoors kind of a guy. They are made for storing specific items, they are made to be full to the brim, otherwise your stuff will fall out of these pockets here, no problem. I also want to point out one other thing in this video here, and that is why they are not overpriced. I've done a video on a pair of UF Pro trousers I bought, and you guys were like, yeah, but that's plus $200 and oh, but there's a reason for that. And it's a valid reason. UF Pro is a European brand. They are from the proud country of Slovenia. Their head of design and development, Armin Wagner, he's a German, and he has field experience himself, that's for sure. I don't know exactly from where, but it is evident when you hear about him talking about his products here. And I will link up here to a video. It is 23 minutes long and describes these trousers here in detail. And Armin Wagner, he also uses every day all the prototypes that they are using or that they are developing. So he's fine-tuning everything of the products that he is in charge of developing, so to speak. But let's dive into the trousers here, and let's start from the top, because one of the things that Herr Wagner is pointing out is this integrated belt here and this waist here, which can stretch. One of the reasons I think that these trousers here or pants are not overpriced is the choice of materials. I mean, this stretch here, the stretch zones, what we can call them, is Swiss material. It's called Schoeller Dynamic, and according to Armin Wagner, it is even tougher than the ripstop nylon they're using. So there should be no problems with this material here. But the seam here, when he was starting to talk about the seam in his video and stating that it is important that you have no folds or crevices in your waist here, I knew exactly where he was going with that, because I have tried that. If you have folds in your waist and you are wearing a waist belt, you are wearing all sorts of gear, you're sweating, you will have, I mean, I had sores here from such folds. So the purpose of this guy here, this stretch seam here, is that you will have no folds. Because when you are out doing stuff in the field where it's very, very hot, or maybe you have limited food, if you're out for 3 days or a week or something like that, then your waist size can actually vary a lot. I tried that. I tried to work hard in the zones where we were advised to drink 10-12 liters of water per day, right? The integrated belt here, some of you might find a little bit funky and strange, but it works extremely well. On my most recent trip up to the woods there, 3 days at the Gulag, I've been wearing these 3 items here on my hip. They are 1.3 kilos, and that is 2.8 pounds. I had no problems with the trousers sliding down. The first trousers I bought was the Striker XT, super awesome trousers, and now I have 4 of these different kinds of trousers. They all have the similar features, but they're also all very different. As I say, these are light They are for hot weather. They also have some specific hot weather called Striker HT, Striker High Temperature. I don't have those, but these here work super well in hot climate. And it's very hot here at the moment. We are above 30 degrees Celsius. Today is only 28. But what we have here, for example, right? We have these kind of small pockets here. We have a mesh in here. And as I noticed out in the forest, when you open these guys here, it gives you instant relief from heat. We also have some ventilation holes, pockets here, which actually work. I can feel ventilation all the way down here and up here. That is a win. If you open this guy here, you will have even more heat relief. It works really, really well. And as I said, the trousers are light. They are the main material is called NyCo Extreme for some reason. I think the knee pads here, they are Cordura, denier Cordura. Another interesting feature which actually shows how much time and effort Herr Wagner he spends on developing all these trousers here is you have this nice cut here. It makes for a really nice fit, and that was what I first found out wearing the Striker XT trousers. This little zipper here, you can see it's very short. When you want to pour water from the potatoes, you would normally just take this guy, fold it down. Depending on your size, you know, then it's not so awesome. So he made it a double sliding zipper, and if you open the lower zipper here, then you have a lot more space. And this actually makes a whole big difference using this slider. So if you get these trousers or some other UF Pro trousers, if you want to take a leak, open this from the bottom and up, and everything is awesome. If you go to their website and you want to order some, and you can see on their website that they say, we are not currently shipping to this and that country, your country, then it's because they already have a dealership in your country. That was my case with when I wanted to buy them. Currently we are not shipping to Russia. Like, damn. But I found the official dealer in Russia, no problem, and I bought the trousers from them. So that is not an issue whatsoever. So on the Striker ULT we have a big stretch zone. All this stuff here is stretch material. And it's top quality stretch material. As I said, Armin Wagner says that according to his experience, and he has used these trousers a lot, or this fabric here a lot, this is tougher to penetrate than this ripstop nylon here. So no problems with that. But it's super awesome when you have to get on the ground and cut something. As you can see that I did lots of times in the woods there, right? Sawing, starting a fire, whatnot. You have simply no resistance of when you are bending over, whatever the hell you're doing, right? So let's start a little bit of a fire here. Just to show real fast, here you can adjust the width of the legs actually. If you have your trousers heavily loaded with something like this, or maybe you have a navigation device, because the side pockets here, they're super awesome. They have elastic cord up here, and we have some different width of bands, elastic bands on the inside. So whatever you're having stored in here, we'll actually be able to keep in one place. And now I'm not wearing them, but you can see they fit a magazine, standard AK magazine, pretty well. These everybody call Canadian buttons, except for Canadians, and these buttons are not plastic buttons. They are rubber buttons. They're very stiff rubber, so I expect them to hold up very well in cold weather. Even these are not cold weather trousers. I would expect that all the Canadian buttons are made with these rubber buttons, as they call them. So one of the things that makes the trousers here really, really great for, of course, tactical use, because that's what they're made for, but also for outdoors use, are the knee pad system. Here we have a knee pad. This is a built-in knee pad. it is it cushions you just you know, for regular daily use and stuff like that. But some of you saw you can install these 3D pads here without the hard shell or with the hard shell. On the way up to the camp, as you guys know up to the Gulag camp, I crashed quite a few times on the dirt bike, and of course they are not made for dirt biking and so on, but I had no problems with my knees. I didn't even thought about it. I only thought about it when I came to camp. I was like, when I removed the hard pads there, I was like, hey, awesome. I don't even have pain in the knees because I fell a lot of times in the woods there. On these specific trousers we have a little bit more of stretch material here, and I understand if somebody has concerns about stretch material attached to non-stretch material, but I hardly doubt that there's going to be any problems with it, because the trousers here, the pants, they are, and the seams and everything, it's really high quality made. And I have with me another expert. She's right there, because she's actually by trade a tailor and a designer, and she's been nerding a little bit with the trousers, so I don't know if you have anything that you can point out. Right, so I'll give the word to Mrs. Savotta Jääkäri. As I said, she's a professional by trade tailor, and she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, but first of all, I can say that I fully agree with Lars when he says that these trousers are not overpriced, and that is true. Believe me guys, if I would have to make something like this as a private tailor, I would charge more than $1,000 for it. It's true, because let's look at it. Let's look at the quality of seams, of the top seams. Of the top stitching. Everywhere we have here double top stitching, right? That's really incredible. I'm not talking about the millimeters, right, and the 5 millimeters between the stitching all over. This is too nerdy. Another genius thing is a butterfly. I don't know. I found out that it's called butterfly or gore, and this is so comfy, and it's a really genius invention. Also, as a tailor, I can say that to unite, right, non-stretching and stretching material is always a problem. Something will go wrong. Either strings will start to look horrible. It's very difficult also to make a setting of your sewing machine that it would grab on both materials, because usually it makes a nice seam on the stretch, and it will make a horrible seam on not stretching material, right? When I look here, you can see it's the cuts closed with an awesome quality overlock seam all over, right? And they have here, you can see the seat seam, which is always a special kunst art to make, because we all know you sit down, right? And sometimes you can have a hole here. I had it a few times. And here I can see that this seat seam was made as a plain seam, right? But they made a double top stitching. This is really great. And of course this butterfly, I think, is it's a really genius invention. When I tried these trousers, and I just sat down, and I was of course sweaty in this temperature we had here, like 35 plus C. I couldn't believe that I'm wearing a military trousers, because I have my beloved Belgium pair of trousers, right? Thanks to subscribers, they are awesome. But you know, when I sit down, I almost feel like, I don't know what, you know, the trousers.
She does a lot of gardening.
I do a lot of gardening, so I'm wet all the time, right? And I always have to sit down a million times during a day. So I think that my knees, they will destroy the skin, and I'm not talking about ass and all other parts. It's very uncomfy. And these ones, it's just like a B-flex training trousers, and they are not, right? So talking exactly about this ULT model, I can just transfer everything what I said talking about this pair of trousers. It's incredible quality of materials. It doesn't lose color, right? It's incredible stretch, and Lars told you about it. And this
Swiss made.
Swiss made. I mean, here, for example, we don't have a butterfly, right? But we have kind of a butterfly. It is not because usually when you just unite these two parts, right, without anything in between, and here they have a stretch, right, then you'll always have a problem when you are active user, when you sit down a lot and do whatnot, right? So here the solution also genius. You'll never have problems in this critical part here in the seat seam. And of course, everywhere we have this top stitching, and it's simply incredible. I should also say that this model, the way of how they made a shablons and everything with this specific seams here and in the front, it took a lot of thought and nerding, because I mean, you can say Lars wearing these trousers, he gave me these trousers, and my first thought was that, yeah, okay, male's trousers on a woman, it's gonna be like, and I'll have to put a belt, and I'll have here all sorts of problems, right? No, they sit perfect. So since we have a lot of details on these trousers, and every detail has a piping, as it's called, and this is also a pretty big job, and you can see that if you look close, right, how these two parts, this part of the fabric and that part, they put together, right? And this is called the piping, that you don't have a single layer, when they easily could do it. I just wonder why they didn't do it. They could just use a single layer and just overlap it and top stitch it. But no, they did it like that, the best German, Swiss, nerdy way. So, I mean, they deserve a monument, and of what I've seen so far of all Lars's collections of trousers, I think this is the masterpiece. And I mean, I wish long life to Armin Wagner, and thanks him for such a great job. And I mean, come on, they're cheap. They are seriously cheap. Okay, thank you for your time.
So that was what a professional tailor could tell you about the trousers. I know that these trousers are being used by quite a number of special forces guys around the world, and they are sometimes featured on the UF Pro channel. They actually have 500,000 subscribers on the UF Pro channel, and they do a lot of cool videos of all sorts of stuff, special forces selection, tracking, whatnot. When I did my review on the Striker XT trousers, the Gen 2 XT trousers, there was some guy pointing out that, oh yeah, but no, the Fjällräven trousers, they were awesome. I mean, all this Fjällräven stuff, that is super overpriced. The Fjällräven trousers, they don't even get close to even the first generation of these Striker X trousers. No way. So I completely disagree on the Fjällräven issue there. So that's it, guys. That was my user-based and professional tailor-based review on the UF Pro Striker ULT trousers. So guys, please check the links in the description. Please consider supporting the channel and all that good stuff. And until next time, get out and train, get it done, and do something awesome. See you in the next video, guys. Thank you very much for your time.